Hello everybody, this is Dare here. Hope you are well. We have a very important topic in our hands today. Every trader probably knows about this. In fact, most traders knows about this topic and use these tools. And I believe it's very important to know what other people know. What is support and resistance? So the topic is support and resistance zones. So we'll talk about what is support, what resistance is, why do you care about support and resistance, and we will touch 5 rules, how we can use 5 rules to accurately draw a support and resistance lines or zones. So let's start. What is support? What is support? So support is a level where price find it difficult to fall below until it fails. So let's go in our chart. Support is a level where price find it to fall below until it fails. So I'm going to pick an horizontal line here to draw horizontal line. If I put one here, let's just change this color to red or blue for a support. So let's put this as a blue color. Okay, so support is an area where prices find it difficult to break below it and it goes back up. Let's identify more of such areas. This is another one. Price find it difficult to come below this level and it goes up. You can see it's also a support here. As you can see, this is another one. This is another support. This is also another support. This is also another support. This is how you draw a support line. What about resistance? Resistance is a level where price find it hard to break through, to break above until it fails. Let's try to identify those areas. So here, now let's change the color to red this time. Red color. Sorry about that. Let's change it to red color. We need to change it to red. Okay, so resistance is the area where prices find it hard to break through it or break above it until it fails. Okay, now let's identify more of such area. That's one area. This is another area. This is another area here. Prices find it hard to break here and it fell down. You see, that's a mini. This is also another resistance area. So let's draw one more. Let's go back a little bit and just draw one more. Okay. Okay, this is another area here. Okay, so these are support lines and resistance line. The question is, why should you care about these lines? You should always suspect a reversal at support and resistance. And as there is a high probability that price action will reverse at those key levels. Note the word probability, note the word suspect. It doesn't say price must reverse. It doesn't say price will reverse. What it's saying is there is a chance, there is a probability, there is a possibility that price may reverse. You should expect it. Not it will definitely happen, but you should be preparing for it if it does happen. Okay, let's look at those. For example, here price did obey the support line. Price did eventually obey support line here after it has broken it. However, here price did not actually obey the resistance line here. As it broke the line, and eventually it breaks it again. It breaks the line here and it breaks it again. Here this is a resistance line. Price did not obey the resistance line here. It does hesitate a little bit, but eventually broke the line. Okay, so you should expect, be preparing for it. Not definitely it must happen. Okay, why does it happen that way? It's because the price has already obeyed that line or that area in the past, and it may do so in the future, because traders will always take caution at this level. Some people or some traders who have open positions may exit at those levels. Others may initiate new trades at this level. So it is important to learn how to draw these zones. Okay, now I will give you 5 rules to draw these lines or these zones accurately. Rule number 1: support and resistance lines are zones. Zones, right? Not specific points. Expect prices to reverse in this general area. Okay, so it's a general area. Look at this area. If you have taken this as a line, that means when prices touch here and breaks below it, you say, nah, the support line does not hold. Nah, because it's an area, it's a general area, so you can see the support area still hold. Sometimes the support or resistance area will hold to the point, almost picture perfect, but not all the time. You can see this is almost picture perfect to that point, almost picture perfect. Here it breaks a little bit and then fall down. This is supposed to be a support line because it used to be a support line sometimes somewhere on this chart. So when you draw this line, make them zones and not just ordinary specific points. Rule number 2: wait for confirmation of a price reversal before jumping into a trade. So because we have said this is a reversal point, this is a resistance point, doesn't mean when prices touches it immediately you sell. You have to wait for a confirmation that price will reverse. Okay, so how do you know how to wait for this confirmation? There are several different indicators you can use: MACD, RSI, CCI, and candlestick formations that can be used to confirm a reversal in this market. So let's pick one of them. Let's pick, for example, let's pick CCI. So insert indicator. Let's pick oscillator commodity channel index or MACD. Any of those indicators will do. So let's pick commodity channel index, 14 period by default. So there we go. Now let's pick one of them. Okay, let's pick this area, for example. Okay, now we're approaching a previous support resistance area. So here we expect what will happen. Now you remember this is the oversold level, and that level is the overbought. This is oversold level, that's the overbought level, level 80. Let me make it a bit clearer. Let's make this line thicker. Okay, So that level is the overbought level. This is the oversold level. So at this point, you are approaching resistance level or resistance zone. So you look at CCI at the time. What's happening? CCI says we are overbought, and CCI is already turning down. So you also wait for confirmation with candlestick pattern. You make sure that you have a red candle to show we are also reversing before you initiate your trade. Okay. Similarly here, we are approaching a resistance area, and you see that we have reached overbought level, and then CCI is turning down. So you can use any of these indicators to pinpoint your entry points. Rule number 3. Instead of mentally noting where an area of resistance is, use a thick solid line that can be found in almost any charting package. So instead of saying, I know that there's a resistance or support here, you should always use a line to identify it. For example, let's go to a lower time frame. You know already this resistance area, but instead of saying, yeah, I know it, and you don't draw any line, you may not remember that line in the near future. So it is always good to pick a line and identify that this is a resistance area. So when you go into another time frame, that area will be identified. Rule number 4. Identify support and resistance area. So you need to identify support and a resistance area, not only exhibit support or resistance, but one that acts as both support and resistance zone. So let's go to a higher time frame. So if you go to a 4-hour time frame, look at this line. This particular line over here, this line has served us as what? As a resistance line, because price touches it and bounces back a little bit. Here, this same this same line has acted as a support line, because prices tried to break below but couldn't. Look at what it has done here. Here it has acted as a resistance line. Prices do break through it, but now it acts as a resistance because prices fell back again. So this line, this particular line, acted as both resistance and support. And when you find such a line of such a zone, they are usually very strong zones. Okay, you can look through and find such zones. Look at this one here. This has served us as what? As a resistance zone or resistance line here. Prices couldn't break through it. Prices fell down. But look at what it does here. It now serves as a support. Prices couldn't break below it, and it went back up. So those are stronger zones. Okay, guys. Rule number 5. The best support and resistance areas have been around for a long time. Like good wine, support and resistance zones only get better. In this case, they get stronger with time. The longer support or resistance line have been around, the stronger that line tends to be. This proves specifically useful when a currency pair approaches an area it has never traded for a long time. In addition to that, support and resistance lines are stronger on a longer time frame. So on a 4-hour or a daily chart, the support and resistance areas are stronger than those of a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart. So this is how, guys and ladies, to draw a support and resistance line effectively on your chart. This could be drawn on any package, on any charting platform, TradingView, MetaTrader, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, and so many more. But this is not all. I will show you something else. I have been drawing these support lines and zones manually, as you can see. But if I tell you that there is an indicator that can do this accurately, will you not like that? So wait and see. So this is the same chart we have been looking at. Cable, which is GBP USD or pound dollar daily time frame. Pound dollar daily time frame. This is the same chart we have been looking at. Okay, we have used our hand manually to draw the lines, but let's see automatically what has been drawn for us using this indicator. Is this not fabulous? Is this not fantastic? I think it is. Now, this is our resistance zone here. This is our support zone. As you can see, as we speak, price is approaching our support zone. So you should be ready. It doesn't mean as soon as it touches here, you should buy, that it will reverse. It's just telling you there's a possibility, that is a probability that it may reverse. So be ready. So if it does, when you use a MACD or a RSI or a CCI indicator to see if you are overbought, oversold, and what direction that indicator is pointing to, will help you to determine if you will buy or you will hold on and take no action. So this is the indicator. Let me show you the properties. So the indicator is called FXR underscore SR underscore zones underscore 3.04. I believe that is the version. Okay, let's see the properties. The factor is 0.4. It's by default. All the colors are default. Show weak zone or zone show weak, true. Zone show info, I put it at false. Okay, if we change it to true, we get a different information on the screen. Now we have an information telling us what type of lines these are, depending on what has happened in the past. So the first one is telling us this is untested resistance. You guess why? Because it's the first resistance for the first time, so it's not been tested. This is a weak support because it is a new support that's been drawn. This is a tomcat support. What that means is this support is already a stronger support. It has acted as a support and probably as a resistance area before. This is a weak support. This is also a weak support, and this is verified support. What that means is this support has been tested once and it held its ground. That's why it's a tested count equals to 1. You can see it was a support here, it was a support here. And last but not the least, this is also a support line, but it is untested. It is not tested yet. You could see as a trader, this is fantastic. This gives you perspective of what price may do. This is how professional traders take their trade. There's not many indicators on the screen. Screen is clean. You can see areas of likely reversal, areas of support and resistance. You don't have to stay by your screen all the time. you watch for this area and you take action. The good news is this indicator will draw on any time frame. As we mentioned, the higher the time frame, the stronger the support and resistance zones. So let's browse through the time frame and see how it works. So we are now in monthly time, daily time frame. This is a 4-hour time frame where this is the last resistance level and this is the last weak support. So we are approaching a support area. What should you do? I've explained how you can take advantage of this. 1-hour chart, the same thing. We have left a resistance area and the next support is here. So you should be wary of what will happen when we get to this area. 30 minutes time frame, 15 minutes. On a 15 minutes time frame, you see on a 15-minute time frame, we have a mini support resistance area. This line already turned support and resistance. It used to be support here and it's now resistance. So this has become a strong line. That's why it's called tomcat resistance. So guys, this is it. This is how it works. On a 5-minute, it also does the magic. See, it's already told you this is a resistance line. If you have been watching this line, for example, and you're a day trader, this line is already, this zone is already drawn for you. You see this candle obey that zone to a point. So as it approaches this zone and you put in your confirmation indicator, that will tell you either you may go long or you just held your ground or stay aside. So guys, this is it. As usual, I always love to give something if possible at the end of the video. I've shown you the indicator. First of all, I've shown you what support is. We've discussed what resistance is, and I've shown you why we watch these two levels or these zones, and I've practicalized how you can use an indicator to draw this line for you after we have done it manually before. So I give things out. So this indicator is free, it is online, you can go and look for it. However, if you want me to send this indicator to you, which I believe is a fantastic indicator for any trader, make a comment on this video and include your email address. Please try to share this video so many traders can benefit. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again next video. It's Dari.